Thank you so much. No audio? I think we're missing audio. Sorry.
I got something coming up. Something kind of big.
It just feels like the one.
Let's make it worth it. Excellent.
Sometimes your work family is closer to you than your family family.
This could be a real adventure.
A crew of murderous pirates is coming.
I found the president lying next to his bed.
Did you kill him?
I have one rule. Stay out of the basement. This ship collected specimens on a faraway moon. Watched us.
I want to build something iconic.
How far are you willing to go to get what you want? By the look of it, you've come up in the world. I wonder if your darker half would agree.
What's up? It's Russ Holiday, former quarterback. But I'm not done with football.
You get to decide who you are.
My name's Chad Powers.
Your family was fostering a little girl. We're supposed to be on the same team.
True that we are on the same team.
She's not who she says she is. Is there no one who can help us?
We need a pilot.
You're thinking like a thief. I'm thinking like a soldier. Think like a leader.
Something big is about to happen. Let's bring them home.
All of this is world. Everything's changed.
Good morning, everyone. I hope you really enjoyed the reel for all the awesome stuff coming to Disney Plus next year. I certainly am. You know, working for the Disney Corporation, it's such a pleasure to really get to enjoy the content and the things that we make and put on. So definitely really excited for that next year. So to start, I'm Rebecca Bever, and this is Madison Wackerman, and today we are talking about transferring innovation into production's hands, the impacts in film production and immersive production. It's going to be a two-parter today, so buckle up. So to start, I'm going to be discussing how we successfully transfer innovative technology to our productions at the Walt Disney Studios. But a little bit about me first. I'm Rebecca. I've been in the media and entertainment industry for about 13 years now, which is crazy. It's just flown by. I've always been at the forefront of software development and automation for productions. Originally started in visual effects at Digital Domain and have dabbled in the animation space at Blur Studios, along with some VR startups. And now I head up software development for the workflows that support the live action banners for Marvel, 20th Century, Searchlight, and Disney Live Action at the studios. Definitely no small feat. So I'm on a team called Motion Picture Labs. We're a group of specialty filmmaking labs that focuses on providing production services and support to our filmmakers. Everything from research and innovation to providing internal services and custom tools and applications. We're a one-stop shop for all these different services. Our services are made available from everything from story and plates processing to finishing and editorial support, and everything in between, from review and rendering, visual effects workflows, and a lot more. And all of this is used to promote civilized filmmaking, a little term we always say. We have also worked on about 55 productions, providing many of these services all the way back to Captain America 2 Civil War, which is crazy. I've been working with this group for about 7 years, and it's really incredible just to see how many films and now things on Disney Plus that we've been able to support through our pipelines. So this is all very cool, like, great, motion picture lab, sounds awesome. And at the labs, we support all these functions of production, but how does innovation get introduced into our productions and workflows? Well, Avengers Assemble. We team up with the research arm of Walt Disney Studios, also known as DisneyResearch Studios. They are this amazing team of engineers and researchers located in Zurich, Switzerland. I actually had the chance to visit their campus about a year ago, and talk about geeking out. They are an awesome lab full of imaginative ideas on the far reaches of the tech that we can do. Incredible place, not to mention just visiting Switzerland is absolutely beautiful. So DisneyResearch, also known as DRS, because we gotta love our acronyms, their mission is to explore the scientific edge of what is possible in service of the technical and creative filmmaking process. So in other words, they're here to invent new technology for filmmakers for problems where the industry has no solution. The type of solutions they look at are in areas of visual computing and machine learning, covering topics like animation, rendering, story technology, image and video processing, also along with facial VFX. Their projects span the entire production pipeline from concept to release, just like us at MPL, and they inject machine learning solutions at every stage along the way. Here are a few examples. Let's see if this plays. So this is an example of photo beams entangled. Just one of the many things that DisneyResearch has helped the studios with. They also have worked on spatiotemporal denoising and upsampling, something that we have used within more of the live action space. And the denoising uses neural networks specifically, so as you can see this example with Moana, and also with Cars as well. Another example is image upscaling. This is something that we actually use quite often within the live action space. And DisneyResearch also supports markerless full body motion capture, a personal favorite of mine. They also do facial performance capture, which is always great to see. And they do digital re-aging. So DisneyResearch builds all this amazing stuff, as you can see, but it has not always been easy to get these innovations into production's hands. And we have all these live action banners coming to us, coming to our team, asking us to make things more efficient and cost effective. And we knew that these innovations could be extremely beneficial to them. DisneyResearch can support from a research standpoint, but aren't necessarily equipped from a product and a scale standpoint. So we had a problem we needed to solve around tech transfer. The big question was, how can we reduce the time it takes to deliver innovative software and get it down to nearly zero? We had been asking ourselves, how much time should I spend building things manually, which we could do, versus operationalize it so that someone can test and come up with these amazing workflows. So we really needed to streamline it. So technically it was working, but it was working slowly and in a way that just doesn't scale. As you can see, there's a lot of team interaction. Each of these boxes represents a different team. It's great, but it was such a very linear process, and the cycle could take months, and we would end up with something that maybe didn't work. So in order to scale, we couldn't keep going at this rate. So decided to take a page from software development book. And we asked ourselves, couldn't this just be more agile? Couldn't we take a more iterative approach? And we wanted a couple things. We wanted to engage as early as possible when the request came from production. We wanted to align on the definition of tech specs with DisneyResearch, for example, our operating systems and our hardware. We wanted to provide test environments for DRS to validate that things actually worked, along with spending time productizing it so we could fit exactly what we needed to into our workflows to make sure the service and tools work best for them. And then we rinse and repeat. It's all about the iterative process through these steps, constantly evaluating, designing, developing, and deploying. So I didn't know, but apparently Zurich is 5,913 miles away. But I didn't want the collaboration to be impacted by this distance. I wanted DisneyResearch to do what they do best, innovate and simply push a button to ship whatever they made over to our teams. And then give us the power to do what we do best and bundle things up and turn it into apps or services for production. So how do we actually do this? So we needed a mechanism or a vehicle to distribute these services to production in a streamlined way. We got the process, we got the collaboration flow down, but then how do we distribute it? That's where Smash comes in. Our goal was to modernize our approach to distributing tools and applications to production users driven by show-specific configuration and releases. So for those who are familiar with distributing your own custom or third-party software into your studios, I'm sure many of you are familiar with this, you know it's a constant challenge. Every production is their own special snowflake and requires the utmost care and customizations, even when it comes to distributing software. So Smash needed to be a show environment where and be built on top of a distribution platform that gives developers and technical directors the ability to customize what they want to distribute to production. This distribution platform consisted of GitLab and Artifactory, container registry for when it came to distributing Docker containers, and we templated out a continuous integration and delivery pipeline to support distribution of models and various dependencies. So we slapped together a nice user interface for productions to use and launch their tools and apps from. As you can see on the left, this was our first iteration, built by a couple of our developers in-house, and then we wanted to jazz it up a little bit and take it to the next level. And so on the right, you can see the more recent iteration of this that we're working on right now. We added panels for developers and TDs to manage their packages, to get a jump start on creating their own apps. So really just trying to remove any headache or bottleneck in the process for developers and also for the production users. But now you're probably asking yourself, okay, Rebecca, cool tech pipeline stuff you built, but how does this really relate back to all those innovations you showed earlier? So now that we have Smash, this distribution platform, and our iterative flow with DRS, we can now distribute cool things. So I'm going to use my friend Jacqueline here to demonstrate an example of the de-aging solution from DRS that actually has been distributed through Smash. So we start with just a normal face capture. And then we generate a face segmentation and use machine learning to help with the rest. The basic principle is that we have a set of training data. And this data set, we have examples of input and examples of what the output should be. The model is then trained to understand how to transform the example inputs into example outputs. With enough care, this will work well enough so it can create reasonable outputs for inputs we have never seen before. So it really generalizes it. For this specific de-aging process, DRS trained on Shutterstock data that added age labels, and then the model can be built to change the age. And then we end up with this. Jacqueline was a good sport. Another example that uses machine learning is matte automation. We use this for compositing elements. Mats we use for compositing elements together, used for isolating objects or characters to apply effects. Also used to save money because depending on the quality, it can be time consuming to manually generate. And similarly for matte automation, DRS have a set of input images they use from Shutterstock data and their own captures to create tri-maps to create proper mattes. This also again learned to generalize. And this example here, we're actually going to see a stereo example of using mattes. You'll see it toggling between the left and right eye. So we're able to generate mattes as well for stereo purposes. And all of these examples, including this plugin, use machine learning to help automate the creative process and more. Also distributed through Smash. So you can see here, we launched through Smash and we use various tools like Upscale. You see the Upscale node, which very quickly and easily can get what we need for a specific show. It has all the bells and whistles they need to run it. Essentially all the dependencies and things and models that come along with these various services. So as technologists, sometimes we may forget about the process it takes to hand off technology to productions. We may take it for granted, honestly, but when it comes to transferring innovations into production's hands, streamlining it is really key. It has helped them save time and money, and on average, we have now gotten one tech transfer down to about 10 minutes, which in the past honestly took several weeks. Now our productions can have access to any of these innovations and helps them enable their creative process even more. But what about innovative technology that reaches outside the film or TV sphere? What if we take this even further to immersive experiences? And with that, I will pass it to Madison. Thank you for your time.
Seem to be SOS. Does not seem to be playing. Stand by for technical difficulties. Oh, yeah. We could take questions while we set this up.
Yeah, in the front row here. Oh, so, well.
Hi.
We'll call you next.
With AI, amongst many other things, creating a lot of independent production studios, can they get smashed?
That's a great question.
Will you let your tools go to?
You know, it's something that has definitely come up in conversation. I think if talking about big picture goals, that would be a wonderful thing that we would love to do. We're not at that point in the development of that product. It's internal for now. I think it still has a bit of a way to go to meet the needs that we have for our productions, but I think there's always a possibility for more.
Great.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, in the front here.
Thank you. So the premiere of Mufasa just happened the other day, which was super exciting.
Yeah.
And then with that, what would you say was the most innovative piece of technology that was used in that particular live action film?
So I don't know if I'm the right person to speak to that specifically. I don't know exactly for Mufasa. How our teams work and support the production pipelines is more of a high-level support model. So a lot of the teams that do the visual effects and CG for these films, it's outsourced. So it goes to various vendors around the world that do a lot of these innovations for the facial capture, potentially working with us to use some of those DisneyResearch innovations. But we're not doing the actual shot work, the actual day-to-day artistry of the films. We're dealing more with the productions in-house of tracking and giving them internal tools to get the things from start to finish out onto the big screen. So I wish I knew specifics of the innovation that were used on Mufasa, but I don't. Yeah, right here. Oh, grab one more and then I can.
Okay. I was wondering if you could talk about the education and adoption when you come up with a new technology, teaching everyone how to use it, and do you guys do like beta testing with small groups?
Yeah, that's a great question. We always try to beta test it. As many of you know, if you support productions, you can't remove the wheels from the car as it's moving. And so really a big part of Smash, really, and package management and distribution was figuring out a way, how could we segment environments for our production users so that we didn't impact the current production environments that they were using. And so Smash has some built-in capabilities to say, we're gonna release a beta version of some, let's say, new DisneyResearch service. And it can be distributed, it could have bugs in it, maybe it's just a trial, without actually impacting production. And so we do pick a smaller group of individuals that work closely with us. They usually test it. They use Smash to launch those tools in a very isolated environment and way. Yeah.
Awesome.
We're going to hand it back to Madison.
Thanks so much, Rebecca. Hi, everyone. I'm Madison. I'm a senior producer in the Walt Disney Studios in the Office of Technology Enablement. And I'm so excited to talk to you today about innovation in production's hands. As Becca mentioned, we're moving from the film production to immersive production. And so we're going to switch gears a little bit and talk about bringing Disney content onto the Apple Vision Pro for the launch of this new device and platform. A little bit about me. I'm a producer at the studios, as I mentioned before. I've got a background in digital, physical interactivity and location-based entertainment, as well as game development production. And so moving into the immersive space was so exciting at the Walt Disney Studios, especially when this opportunity came up. And so let's start from the beginning. What is the Vision Pro? I'm sure most people know here, but for those who don't, here's a quick crash course. It's Apple's first device in spatial computing. So on the range of virtual reality, Ready Player One, to augmented reality, much more Snapchat filters, the Apple Vision Pro sits comfortably in the middle in mixed reality. And so Apple calls this spatial computing. Given this information, we had the unique opportunity at Disney to give a teaser trailer for the different entertainment and the possibilities of what we could do in this new space. This was presented at the Worldwide Developers Conference in June of 2023. And let's go ahead and take a look at that final sizzle.
Thanks, Tim. It's a privilege to be here with you for this momentous event. As the Walt Disney Company celebrates our 100th anniversary, we're proudly reflecting on our rich legacy of innovation and storytelling, while also looking to our future with enthusiasm and optimism. We're constantly in search of new ways to entertain, inform, and inspire our fans by combining extraordinary creativity with groundbreaking technology to create truly remarkable experiences. And we believe Apple Vision Pro is a revolutionary platform that can make our vision a reality. The first time I tried Apple Vision Pro, the thing that struck me the most was how it will allow us to create deeply personal experiences that bring our fans closer to the characters they love and more deeply immersed in our stories. This platform will allow us to bring Disney to our fans in ways that were previously impossible. We're tremendously excited to give you a sneak peek of just some of the things that we've been dreaming up. So take a look.
What if all the things that we thought were impossible were suddenly possible? You could experience your favorite stories in unexpected ways. Or in unbelievable places. You could do more than just watch sports. You could be at the game without leaving your home. Or be part of the action like never before. What if you could travel on a National Geographic adventure from your couch? Or if your imaginary friends, oh boy, weren't quite so imaginary. What if you could bring Disney World into your world? And what if you could become a superhero and seek the answer to the ultimate question? What if?
Space, time, reality. It's more than a linear path. It's a prism of endless possibilities, imperceptible to most, but not to you.
We're so proud to yet again be partnering the greatest storytelling company in the world with the most innovative technology company in the world to bring you real-life magic. And I'm excited to announce that Disney Plus will be available on day one. These are just a few of the ways we can bring Disney into your world with Apple Vision Pro. And we're looking forward to sharing more in the coming months. Thanks, Tim.
Awesome. So this was, as I mentioned, the little teaser trailer that we had at the Worldwide Developers Conference. And so throughout this talk, I'm going to be taking you through conceptualization all the way to launch for both creating this trailer here, as well as bringing to life the viewing environments that were a part of Disney Plus on Apple Vision Pro on day one, as Bob mentioned in the trailer. So when we were approached with this opportunity, we were so excited to be a part of WWDC in 2023. Although we had less than 5 months to pull together this video of all of our commitments and aspirations for the Vision Pro. And it really sparked a journey of Disney's launch into this brand new device that could open up all of the different immersive opportunities on this brand new platform. So when we created this trailer, we started by concepting out all of the different ways that we could bring XR to life throughout the company. This is a couple of our storyboards here. As you see, we've got a wide variety of the different ways that we can bring XR to life and bring our entertainment to our fans on this new device. And because this was so confidential, we all had to come together and really bring this to life. And so this script was created by actually one of our executives at the company, and everyone was wearing different hats. We decided to lean into the idea of what if, to showcase the different possibilities, start getting people to imagine where this could go. And it also played really nicely into the trailer for the end of What If, an Immersive Story, which was a project that came out on Apple Vision Pro and recently won an Emmy. So from there, we had the script, we had the storyboards, and we started to visualize the animatics of what this could look like. This was truly an incredible process because we were able to work cross segments of all of the different segments for the Walt Disney Company to envision all of the possibilities. And so here you can see we've got ESPN, we have National Geographic, Parks, Marvel. It was really a great way to collaborate together. And as I said, wearing all of the different hats, we actually brought in our studio technology executives to wear on all of their different hats of director, lighting group, production managers, and in my case, hand actor, my big claim to fame. And so this is a great example of on set, on production, we had to be very scrappy because very few people could know about this brand new platform that was coming out with Apple. This was also a really great way to showcase VR in the film production. And so for this shot right here, we used a Quest headset and had our other hand model, another studio executive, match the VFX template of where we wanted it to go. And so we were able to actually integrate XR in the film production process for this XR trailer. It was a very kind of meta experience there. So once we had the shots, we had the plates, we had the storyboards, we had the script, it was time to bring in our VFX team. And so we were so lucky to work with Industrial Light Magic VFX team. And here's an example of the before and after. We have our initial animatics and then that beautiful final creative deliverable that really came together in this nice sizzle, this nice teaser of where we can go with this entertainment in Disney. And so finally, the big day came, and we were thrilled to see all of the positive feedback. I think it just goes to show everyone is really excited for the potential of Disney entertainment in this space. And seeing all of the positive press just really was a great way to bring it all together. But you know, this was just talking the talk. Now we actually had to walk the walk. And so the second part of my talk, I'm going to talk about bringing the Disney Plus immersive viewing environments to life. As Bob mentioned in the sizzle, Disney Plus was coming to the Apple Vision Pro on day one. And we saw this as a great opportunity to add on to the platform's capabilities. You know, this is one of the highest quality fidelity that head-mounted display has had on the market. And so we took this opportunity to bring to life immersive environments, or virtual theaters, if you will, where users could sit and immerse themselves in our Disney content and then watch 3D movies. We were bringing over 40 titles of 3D movies, all HDR, on this device. And what better way to showcase our beautiful studio content than in these immersive theaters? And so I'm going to walk through how we brought these to life on this new platform here, and then we'll go through all of the different final environments so you'll be able to see each one. Okay, so you're going to see a theme, concept to launch. We started with the concept, and we wanted to quickly visualize our rapid iteration in a prototype. So we started with some storyboards here, and then moved on to a prototype. We used existing game engine technology and existing headsets so that we could go through and actually determine what the best location and design guidelines were for these environments here. Once we were able to do this, we were able to pull together a list of design guidelines, as I said, and then work with each one of our studio banners to determine the best place for our fans on this new platform. So we had a lot of deliberation and brainstorming, but ultimately we landed on these 4 environments for our launch environments. So with all of that, we had the creative, we had the idea, and now it was actually time to start building. And we were so lucky to partner with Industrial Light Magic Immersive, ILM Immersive, who was our was our main partner in bringing these and developing them to life. And so we decided the best way to go about this was to create one and then rinse and repeat so that we could have those learnings and then build upon those in the next environments. Because ILM is so tied in with Lucasfilm, it really made sense to have that initial environment be Tatooine. So again, we started with the storyboarding or the concept art, and then we were able to start blocking it out. The idea for this was you're a drive-in theater in Tatooine, and we wanted to lean into the immersive strengths here, really get that drive-in theater and that theatrical feel for when you start playing the movie. After we used that existing game engine technology, we started building it out using DCCs. We had to actually use high fidelity film assets and then project them onto the geometry. And then here you can just see that all getting blocked and built out here in Maya and Houdini. So we had the initial environment, we had Tatooine. Now it was time to start rinsing and repeat with the others. And so we had Tatooine as one, a Disney Plus theater, we had the Monsters, Inc. scare floor, and finally the Avengers Tower. But what better way to really lean into a movie theater than add some movie theater dynamic lighting? So we said, what is the best way to watch this immersively? Well, what if when you press play, the movie theater dims to nighttime and you get that really true iconic theater experience? So we said, let's go for it. So we have our daytime and nighttime, and it was really ILM who paid such detail to all of the different lighting here. You can even see the infinity stones in the right corner there just really come to life. And then also, we have to add the placemaking. We worked so closely with all of our banners to make sure that all of our environments had these fun Easter eggs. We included even Coco's guitar in Monsters, Inc. That was a great idea from Pixar. And then we had the chance to bring these to life via in-environment animations. And so as you can see on the right, we have Dr. Strange's cloak of levitation swaying in the wind to really just breathe life into these environments. So going through the production pipeline, starting with DCCs, we had to optimize these. As I said, these were pretty heavy film assets. We brought them into Reality Composer and then heavily tested them via test flight so that we could integrate them in Disney+. And now let's take a look at the final environments here. So starting with Tatooine, as I said, you're sitting in a land speeder. You're really enjoying that binary sunset view in front of you as you take in the Tatooine landscape. We also saw the opportunity to bring in some fun Easter eggs. Of course, you have to have the sand crawler here. And in the background, as you turn around, there are some elements inspired by Galaxy's Edge. We also wanted to display an iconic Disney theater. So this is the Disney Plus theater. We actually used real LiDAR scans of the El Capitan theater, but then incorporated other Disney magical elements here. So you've got this beautiful skylight as you look up that actually displays fireworks as it transitions to nighttime. And of course, we just added all of these different architectural elements to really just bring that Disney magic to this platform. Okay, now who hasn't wanted to go to Monsters, Inc.? So here's the scare floor here. You're sitting at Mike Wazowski's desk. You've got all of these fun, different Easter eggs. Like I mentioned, you've got Coco's guitar from Coco. And then as you look around the desk, you've got some drawings from Boo herself. And even past the desk, you've got Boo's door, just that door right there to the right. And finally, my personal favorite, Avengers Tower. So in this one, you're actually sitting looking out at that iconic New York skyline. This one is just chock full of so many different Easter eggs, and it was such a fun way to partner with Marvel and actually bring this space to life. My personal favorite Easter egg is the shawarma bag right there. So finally, the big day arrived, and once again, we were thrilled to see all of the positive feedback in the press. Like I mentioned, it just goes to show the excitement in this space, how our fans were so thrilled to be in these iconic places that they never got to be in before, and it really, truly felt like you were there. But we weren't quite done. As I teased in the beginning, we had What If, an Immersive Story. So this is an interactive and immersive episode of What If, created by ILM Immersive and Marvel Studios. It recently won an Emmy for Outstanding Innovation in Emerging Media Programming. And in this experience, the user is transported to different worlds on an epic adventure where they come face to face with variants of your favorite characters and learn to harness the power of the Infinity Stones. So I'm going to end this talk today with the trailer of our Emmy Award-winning immersive story, What If, an Immersive Story.
Time, space, reality. It's more than a linear path. It's a prism of endless possibilities. I am the Watcher, I am your guide through these vast new realities. Your world is facing an unprecedented threat. Multiversal villains have broken from their destinies, altering their fate. And you have been chosen. And I know just the one who can help. Master Wall, good to see you.
Watcher, just once I'd like you to summon me for something other than the fate of all existence. I've brought what you asked for.
Oh, it's not for me.
Absolutely not. These spells could fracture their very being across reality.
Quit scaring them.
Fine. Magic for everybody, hooray. Let's go, first year. You're going to be faced with a choice. All who use the Infinity Stones are.
Can we get a hell yeah? Thank you so much, Rebecca and Madison. We have time for one more question. One more question right here.
Involving the production tools specifically, can you maybe share where you get your feedback to understand what tools to develop and how you balance nuking our current workflows with bringing new ones in?
I wish I had a good answer for that. It's not always easy, right? I think as I mentioned, we support 4 live action banners, and it's really a juggling effort of making sure that we're constantly prioritizing what's most important at the given moment. As simple as having an amazing project management and product management teams that we partner with. So it's really about balancing those prioritization and requests that come through. We use a lot of tracking systems, as simple as Jira, to manage those types of requests that come in and capturing those feature requests or requirements and whatnot. And it's really, for me as a management of developers and TDs, it's a constant balance of asking ourselves, is this needed or nice to have on a daily basis, really? And just kind of always having a sense of which is the most critical production at the moment, because that changes, and really kind of using that as a meter for when we focus on certain tools versus other tools. So constant juggle. That's what makes our job so exciting, I really believe.
Thank you, Rebecca.
Thank you.
I actually have a personal story about the Disney Theater. I got my AVP. I'm a kid from Chicago, and I opened up the app. I started watching The Little Mermaid in that theater, and I saw that film with my grandmother, and it started to make me cry because I felt like I was in an old theater in Chicago watching that film with my grandmother. So,
I love that.
Yeah,
That's so beautiful. You know, we've had a lot of great stories. We recently just released a National Geographic Iceland environment too with an Aurora Borealis.
Oh.
It's very cool. Yeah. And we had somebody who was demoing it, who had to cancel their trip to Iceland, and when she saw the aurora, she started crying. She was like, "This is so."
No,
exciting.
I saw it up on the screen and gave me goosebumps. I was so excited.
Oh, I love it.
So, big round of applause for Rebecca and Madison.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right.